Welcome to Care for Customers. We have created this 10-question call center management test that deals with a number of important topics related to running a contact center. All the questions are multiple choice, and before you get started, grab a pen or pencil and a piece of paper so you can write down your answers. Also, have the ability to pause the video when each question is displayed. That will give you time to think about the answer before the video advances to the next question. At the end of the 10 questions, I'll go through the answers and give you a little bit of industry knowledge or background to support that particular answer. So let's get started with question number 1. What does AHT mean? A, all hands talking. It's the count of active employees. B, average handle time, the average time it takes to handle a series of calls. C, average hold time. It's important to know how long and how often customers are put on hold. D, agent hold time. A total of agents' hold time over a given period, such as a day, a week, or a month. And here's question number 2. If the call center service level is 80-30, what do those two numbers mean? A, 80 staff members answering calls in an average of 30 seconds. B, 80 calls offered in the last 30 minutes. C, 80 seconds to answer the last 30 calls. D, 80% of calls answered in 30 seconds. Now we'll move on to question number 3. Most call centers with over 50 people should have someone looking after WFM. What is WFM? Is it A, wire facility management? It's part of the telecom function to ensure capacity for telephone and data communications. Or is it B, work facilities maintenance? The building team have plans to manage the upkeep of the building and the related facilities. Or is it C, workforce management? They manage the workforce, the employees' time, and related schedules. Or is it D, workers' family medical? Medical plans, managing sick time and employee benefits, very much in demand in many call centers. Question number 4. My service level dropped. What could be the cause of that? A, lower call volume. As my call volume lowers, so does my service level. B, higher talk time. For some unknown reason, agents have higher talk time today. C, too many staff working overtime. Due to poor planning, we have too many agents working overtime, and that's causing the drop. D, system outage. We had a system outage, and our agents weren't able to assist our customers, so our service level has decreased. And question number 5. I have some absenteeism on my team. The best approach to deal with this is A, wait till absenteeism is in violation of the HR policy and then act. B, document in writing each infraction and hope the agent improves their attendance. C, speak to the agent after each incident, advise them of the attendance policy, and ask for a commitment to improve. D, absenteeism is a well-known aspect in all call centers. Let it run its course. There are bigger issues to worry about. We're more than halfway through. Here's question number 6. The call center needs to improve their CSAT. What is that? A, customer service attendance tests. B, client scores after transaction. C, customer satisfaction score. D, career scores attrition test. And question number 7, how many calls can my team handle in an hour? What are some of the basic things I need to know? A, staff tenure, estimated call volume, and the type of calls I will be handling. B, call volume, AHT, and the required service level. C, the call types, the number of staff, and the average talk time. D, average handle time, the number of staff, and the estimated call volume. Here is question number 8. What is occupancy and why should I care about it in my contact center? A, occupancy is a measure of how busy the telephone lines are. If they are too busy, customers won't be able to get through to my agents. B, in workforce management terms, high occupancy of agent breaks in a given hour can reduce service level. That is not good. C, occupancy is a measure of how many seats can fit into a call center space. More seats mean more service. D, occupancy measures how busy agents are in a given time period. Low occupancy means higher cost. Higher occupancy usually means overworked and unhappy staff. And for question number 9, if you were going to stack rank your employees, what would you be doing? A, I would be looking at the rate of pay based on their tenure and how that ranks within the company. B, I would be calculating the total work time in a queue, hence stacking employee time. C, I would be calculating the average key performance indicator for the team. D. I would be looking at 1, 2, or more key performance indicators to understand how each employee compares to his or her peers. And finally, the last question, number 10. Employee productive time is lost due to shrink. Which one of these factors is not considered part of shrink? A. Breaks, coffee breaks or meal breaks. B. After call work. This is time taken after a call is completed and before the agent is ready to take the next call. C. Absenteeism. This is when employees do not show up for their scheduled shift. D. Coaching time. This is the time that agents will spend with their supervisor or manager to help them improve a certain aspect of their job. E. All of the above. F. None of the above. Okay, get your piece of paper and let's compare your answers. For question number 1, what does AHT mean? The answer was B. Average handle time. The average time it takes to handle a series of calls. This could be in a given period of time, a day, a week, or a month. You want to know what average handle time is so you can plan for your workforce management. Number 2, if the call center service level is 80-30, what do those two numbers mean? The answer is D. 80% of calls answered in 30 seconds. So the first number is the percentage of the calls answered, and the second number is the time in which they are answered. Some companies use 80 and 20, some use 70 and 30, some use 60 and 40. It all depends what company you work for, what industry you work in. Again, so the first number is the percentage, and the second is the number of seconds in time. Number 3, most call centers with over 50 people should have someone looking after WFM. What is WFM? It is C. Workforce management. That's the team that manages the workforce, the employees' time, and their related schedules. Number 4, my service level dropped. What could be the cause of that? The correct answer was B, higher talk time. If agents are talking longer on a call, that is going to drive your service level down if you've planned for a particular AHT. So for example, if your AHT is 5 minutes and agents are taking 7 minutes or longer, then your service level will probably decrease if you don't have staffing to handle the increased AHT. Number 5, I have some absenteeism on my team. What's the best way to approach this? The answer is C. Speak to an agent after each incident. Advise them of the attendance policies so they know what to expect from you. Ask them to improve. Document that interaction, and that will help you manage the incidences of absenteeism on your team. Number 6, the call center needs to improve their CSAT. What is that? The answer is C, customer satisfaction score. Very common term in the contact center industry. CSAT surveys are usually sent after customers have had interactions with agents, and the score that will come back is your CSAT. Number 7, how many calls can my team handle in an hour? What are some of the basic things that I need to know? The answer is D. You're going to need to know the average handle time of a call or a chat or an email, how many staff you're going to have to answer that volume, and the estimated volume. Number 8, what is occupancy and why should I care about it in my contact center? The answer is D. It's a measure of how busy agents are in a given period of time. If agents take call after call after call, they're going to have a high occupancy and they're going to be pretty unhappy with that kind of work effort. Yet if it's long time between calls, then you're going to be overstaffed, and that is going to drive up the cost of operating your contact center. The answer to question number 9, if you're going to stack rank your employees, what would you be doing, is D. I'd be looking at 1, 2, 3, or more key performance indicators to understand how each employee is doing at a certain aspect of their job. If you find people that are stack ranked very high, then they're performing their job very well. And you want to take that learning and apply it to the rest of your team members. That is what the essence of stack ranking is. And question number 10, employee productivity time is lost due to shrink. Which one of these factors is not considered part of shrink? The answer is B, after call work. After call work is usually included in average handle time or AHT, so it's not part of shrink, unlike breaks or time that agents are away from the phone or away from their chat. That is time out of their productive schedule, why those items are part of shrink. I hope you got 10 out of 10. Here are all the correct answers in case you wanted to double check. If you would like a copy of this test, either in a Word document or a PowerPoint file, simply email me at clive@careforcustomers and I will send you a copy. If you'd like me to explain anything in more detail, leave a comment below and I will answer it. Thanks for watching.